So today I went to the gym, and recently, after every session that I do, I go into the sauna. It was recommended by a couple friends of mine. So I've only done this twice, and on both occasions, every time I enter the sauna, there's always conversation. There's always a topic being had. So today, the topic was not racism. It was apartheid. How there was a colored guy who was arguing with a closer guy, and they were arguing about apartheid. Basically, they were arguing that apartheid was better than what we have now, our democracy now. That's what the colored guy was saying to the Xhosa guy, right? And the Xhosa guy was arguing, no, it's the opposite. And there was like 6 men in this place. And I just entered and I just got lost in the conversation because it was very interesting. It was some things that I always kept thinking about like, okay, what. And then for them to actually have this conversation, I feel like it made me happy because people are aware of life. It's just that some people's takes and opinions are low-key, like, hey, shamans. But I enjoyed the conversation. It wasn't really a conversation because, one, it was a shouting competition, basically. No one was being listened to. Everyone was just shouting, right? Not everyone, but yeah. And every time I'll try to put my 2 cents, they'll bring it back and say we don't take cents. How is? So I shut my mouth, I listened. And I got plus minus 3 good points from what they're saying, basically. I got 2 points from the side that says South Africa was better off with apartheid, and I got 1 from the guy that was saying basically it was because one shouted more than the other. So now let's break this thing down. First, what is apartheid? What happened in apartheid? What is apartheid? Shit like that. To me, apartheid is a system, not even a system, it's a plan. It was a business plan, basically, about how instead of making them slaves, we are going to introduce capitalistic Western systems to the people of the land who are only dealing with customary law, which is law that refers to people, rules and laws that are based on people's traditions and culture. That's what customary law is. That's what our ancestors were doing during their time. And apartheid, to me, was a business plan to introduce these systems like jobs, fucking money, entertainment, acting, shit like that, science, technology, and borders and differing. There was a lot of division taking place, and there was a lot of systems being established. That's what apartheid was to me. And they were doing it for the betterment of them because they considered themselves as people, and then they considered us, black people, animals, basically. That's why they gave us a home in the form of, what's this thing? Those slave things. I don't know what they're called. But they had slave homes where slaves would live in, just like how you keep chickens in coops and you keep horses instead. Same shit. And then as an animal, what do? You provide me shit that I will give to other people. And you don't have human rights, so I'm not gonna treat you like a human being. And that's where all the happened. That's slavery. They wanted to transition it from slavery to being part of their systems that they made up, their capitalistic systems, so that they can multiply your value, the value that they get from you, in the form of you working for them and you making stuff for them that they will sell back to you. So it's just a lot of fuck up shit happening. It's a hierarchy, I guess. They wanted to introduce the hierarchy to the people to people who weren't people, basically. And they did it using what? Apartheid, which discriminated against them because it was a system that was made by people who were biased. So the system is also biased, basically. Good. That's what apartheid is, to me at least. Now we go to democracy. How did we get democracy? The people who hate us, they decided, okay, these people are fighting too much, and our plan has already been made. It's part of the process, and they trusted the process. They said, let's give them our systems. They won't be able to handle it. They won't be able to manage it, and everything will just come crushing down, and we'll be there to save everybody. You get me? That's what democracy is. It's basically them saying, we are sorry, we'll treat you as human beings. But our systems are already in place to take advantage of human beings. So I don't really get it. Like, yeah, such is life. That's the life we live in right now. So that's what democracy is. It was them basically saying that, okay, here we are giving you the systems, we are keeping everything we took from you, and we're sorry. Now they're just watching us fuck shit up, and then they keep saying, don't do this, do that, because they still have leverage over the continent. So they keep doing shit to make us fight, so that we can forget about what they do, and they will just, you get me? Yeah. That's the life we live in. So that's what democracy is. This colored man said his first take that I like from him was that he said to the Xhosa man that you don't see colors as black. And that just you feel me? Because I never thought about that shit. You feel me? I never thought about that shit. I've always seen colors as colors. It's just part of what I was taught, what I was conditioned to think. Races, you feel me? And then I sit back and I wonder, what is a black person? Are we going to use what they use and it's just this? Or are we going to go deeper to it? Me, I like going deep. So, I went deep. I don't know what Oxford or Google says black or white is in terms of the racial definition. But to me, as a person who is very literal in terms of, like, I like writing books and poems and shit, and making up connections. You feel me? First, when you think black, what do you think in terms of the color? The color, black, is the absence of color. There is no color. There is no light. Because in the natural sense, colors are just white light that was split by a prism. Raindrop. That's what colors are in the rainbow. Sure. In the man-made sense, it's pigments. It can also be pigments in nature, whatever. In man-made nature, it's pigments. That's why we have colors like burgundy and royal violet, royal blue, violet, Taikan, and others. That's why we have those colors that you don't see in the rainbow. Sure. And now, when you use colors, because colors also have meaning in storytelling, in arts, basically. In the sense that black, when you hear black, what do you think? When in a movie you see a character that is wearing all black, what is he? Evil. He's bad. He did some fuck shit. You feel me? That's what black represents. That's why things that are considered bad are black. The black market. Black people. Just shit like that. You go. And black also represents evil, impurity, dirty. That's why there's black magic and shit like that. And the black plague. What the fuck? Just give it a name. You call flu. Figure out a name. Why is it called the black plague? That's crazy. But how is? Just shit that is considered bad and evil and just and negative. It's black. So in literature and in storytelling and in whatever, black is considered evil, considered blasphemy, like just wrong. And what does white represent? The word white represents cleanliness. When you see a white shirt, you think, okay, that person is clean. When you see a white car, it emphasizes the fact that this person washes their car. In terms of someone, when someone thinks of clean teeth, they're usually white, you know? And anything else is sick. Sure. And in other things of white, when you see a character that's supposed to be holy and whatever, what do they usually wear? It's white shit, you know? Yeah. So everything that's white is sovereign, it's holy, it's beautiful, it's clean, whatever. It's pure. Yeah, boy? So now when you consider these meanings that I gave you, white, good. Black, bad. And who made this language? So now when you deep it, it's not like we came with like black. No, that's not what we did. They came, they were like, they are black, we are white. They probably went to Indian people, said, you guys are brown. When they go to France, they don't say anything. When they go to Germany, they don't say anything. They say country, person. Same in America. And America is low-key like us. And they do the same shit we do. The only difference is probably that the fact that we are mostly alcohol, they are mostly drugs. According to our problems and shit. But other than that, so when you deep this thing about, okay, they gave themselves the word white to market to their people that they are good people, they're doing good things, and they're doing it for the sake of the Lord and the Queen and whoever that they see. And us, we are just not people, but at the end of the day. And that's what they used to fuck us up. That's what they used to continue to fuck us up. It's fine. So to me, a black person is someone that continues to be systematically discriminated against. To me, that's what a black person is. Because at the end of the day, the systems were made by people that saw themselves as superior. So it makes sense that they would, everybody, because they came to us, saw us as inferior, and said, come with us, we will guide you. But we still don't see you as us, so we'll still treat you a bit inferior than us. Just enough for y'all to be comfortable, but not enough to be us, basically. And I get it. You can say, hi, there are people who are way better than white people. I don't like the division. That's the thing. Everyone is getting fucked. That's the point that I'm trying to make, basically. Everyone is trying to be fucked. Everyone is fucked. This man argued, are colored people black? To me, colored people is a race, is literally the bastard race. If that offends you, hard it. They're literally the bastard race. White people came, fucked us without consent, and then colored people came out. You can say, that doesn't make them black. How is? What did I just say? What is black? Black is someone that is systematically and just discriminated against. Sure, and historically been discriminated against. Because that's how they used it to refer to us and address us. Black, the inferior people. The people that will make their lives a bit better than an animal, but not enough for us. That's what a black person is. I'm not saying every white person has these intentions. I'm just saying the systems we live in are based around those intentions. You get me? Sure. The only problem with the system is that it's very greedy. That's why it made up money to make more things. I don't know, but I is. So yes, to me, colored people are black because they continue to be systematically discriminated against, or at the very least, culturally. Because I don't know what it is. I know what it is. I'm lying. I don't know why people hate colored people. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know why. But people hate colored people. And it's usually around like dumb shit, but always. And they really just, black people, we literally just do this to colored people, like, go to your corner. This is ours. And I don't like it. But at the same time, I've heard a few colored people talk crazy about black people. People hate people. It's fine. So yes, colored people are black, according to me. And then he brought up another point where he was saying something about how basically the whole view of life. He was saying apartheid times are better than democratic times. Sure. I do not agree with this for many reasons. The reasons that make sense include the following. I didn't live in apartheid times, so I don't know what happened in apartheid times. But I've watched Sarafina, and every time I watch that show, it makes me hate white people. And that's why we don't know anything about that. Also, for him to say that, it made me think of two things that the Xhosa man also thought and also voiced. It makes me think that one, he benefited from apartheid because he was a colored person, and but I don't know how colored people were being treated like back then. They were probably treated horribly because they were probably called mixed breed or some shit. Yeah, that would be sad. Damn. Maybe he didn't feel the grunt of apartheid because it was. I feel like it was mostly about because there was a lot of different criteria that you had to reach. You feel me? From who are you going to the fact that you had to have a dump pass, a whole pamphlet just so that you can walk. That's crazy. And you had to also, there was a hair test. You know how dumb that is, bro. There was a hair test. If they would take a pencil, just do this shit one time. If you just went, oh, it was chai. If it got stuck, it was chai. And who do you think that was for? I'm just saying, you weren't treated the same. But we come from the same place. And it's not a location.
About that mind state to keep a black nigga dumb.
Let's get out of it and just see some shit, bro. This person said the apartheid times were good. Why did he say that? Because our people are eating man. Because our people are the one in charge. I get that. But a counter argument to this is that we were given systems that we didn't make. We were given systems that we didn't understand. All we understood was that you guys are treating us badly. Treat us like how you guys treat each other. We didn't ask for anything else. And then they just dumped. And then they just dumped our thing. They just dumped their systems and they said, okay, handle it. What? That doesn't make any sense, bro. That doesn't make any sense. If I steal something from you, I'm not gonna give you. Perfect example. If I steal your dog, I'm not gonna give you a cat. You got. If I steal your dog, I'm not gonna give you a cat. If you know these animals, you know what I'm saying. So now with that being said, they stole a dog. They stole our dog. Got? And then they gave us a crocodile. And then they said, all of you, come pet it. We are sorry. We don't have dogs. That's why we came here, because there's a dog. That's what happened, basically. Without. So there was no reset of about, okay, let's go back to our roots. Let's go back to our ways. They're just tugging us, bro. They're just bringing us along for the ride, bro. And they don't give a fuck, bro. That's the thing, bro. They teach us how to be consumers instead of being producers, bro. Like, imagine that shit. And then you think, well, no, we are free. We're not free, bro. I get what that guy was saying, because he was saying just because we get democracy, that means you're better. I get what he's saying. But I also get what my man is saying, because Buddha was saying, well, he's a father, basically. And that when he was a kid, he didn't have the privileges that his kids have. And that's a big thing to consider. That's a big factor, because at the end of the day, black people can go to jobs. Black people can be entrepreneurs. You got? Black people can own a state. it's fucked up that at the end of the day, the government and the systems still have a hold to that estate. But at the end of the day, you can say, I have value according to the systems. And I get what he's saying, that, okay, wada, these guys are stealing, corruption. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, who's behind that corruption? Apartheid didn't end. It's a business plan. Business plans aren't 2 years old, bruh. We've been in democracy for 30 years. Look where it is now. Pretty soon you're gonna hear something about how, okay, money is fucking us up. Let's switch it up a bit. Go to universal currency, credits on some video game shit. But how is, bruh? So I understand, sure, corruption. But me, I really wanted to ask him the question that, so you prefer people being treated like shit compared to people stealing money that's not yours? That's just made up. What's better, guys? Guys. But when I heard this conversation, when I heard them shouting about this shit, that's when I realized, okay, this is not only happening here. A lot of people are thinking these exact same points. But for the fact that someone can say with chest that apartheid was better than now, there's something wrong with your mentality, bruh. And I know crazy people. You're crazy, bruh. There's something wrong with you, bruh. Join us, bruh. Join us in the asylum, bruh. There's something wrong with you. Yeah, boy. But at the same time, for him to say that, but I understood he was about to come with facts and good shit to say. But this guy kept shouting. I was like, alright, bruh, we're not. You can't compensate, but it's fine. But what that interaction taught me was that apartheid did its job. Apartheid took Africa and made it a valuable asset. And Africa is a very rich nation. Think about all the pop culture that's in media and everything that's popular and trendy. And you will find a link to Africa at the end of the day. And apartheid isn't a South African thing too, I think. I feel like there are many nations like South Africa out there in the world. It can't just be us, bruh. Apartheid was a plan that, okay, let's take people from here, let's take people from here, let's take people from here, let's take people from here. Mix them up here low-key, make them work. That's what colonization was. And then, after all that fucked up working, people got tired and wanted and fought to be equal to everybody. And then they were like, okay, this fighting is costing us a lot of money. Let's treat them like how we treat each other. But let's make sure that they can never be strong enough to be higher than us, basically. Because they are afraid of being toppled. And they don't understand that we don't think like you. We just want to be chilling. We just want to chill. That's all we want. But they are just here like, no. You want power? You're going to take everything. We're going to make you a dependent person. And you're going to be dependent to us for everything. And after every few years, we are not stopping the update. We keep improving. We keep making sure that there's at least less value throughout every year. At least I have to find a way to make you weaker every year. And that's how apartheid won, basically. It was just another step